Hello, this is Tanner with the Pioneer Library System Maker Mobile, and I am here to give you a little lesson on how to make a 3D printed keychain using Tinkercad. This is the CAD software that we use to do a lot of our 3D printed designs. So I'm going to teach you a quick little tutorial on how to do this. So the first thing you're going to do is go to tinkercad.com, and it should come up like this. And you're going to go to sign in. If you don't have an account, you'll go to join Tinkercad, and then you'll create an account. All you really need is an email. If you're under 18, make sure that you're asking a parent before you do this. So I already have an account, so I'm going to go ahead and log in. Okay, now that you're logged in, you should have a screen similar to mine. If you're new to Tinkercad, you probably won't see all these boxes. These are just designs from the past. And so for us to get started, let's go ahead and click on Create New Design. Okay, this is our workspace right here. And the first thing I'd like us to do before we get started is to go up here and click on this arbitrary name. This is just a name that the software gives to us as a placeholder. But let's go ahead and change that. Go ahead and put your name and then Keychain. So I'm Tanner, so I'm going to put Tanner's Keychain. So click off to the side, and that'll accept that right there. Okay, so we have our work plane right here, this big square. And to move it, you can use this little cube. And to zoom in, you can use this plus sign. To zoom out, use that minus sign. And if you get off to the side and you're kind of having a hard time getting back to your spot, click on home. It'll put you right there in front. Okay, so let's change the size of this work plane. So let's go here to Edit Grid. And we're going to change our units from millimeters to inches. And width, we'll change that to 3 inches. Length, also 3 inches. So units, millimeters to inches. Width, 3 inches. Length, 3 inches. Now let's update our grid. Okay, got a little bit smaller, so let's zoom in. Okay, and while we're at it, let's go ahead and take off Snap Grid. Okay, so the first thing we want to do for our design is to get a box shape. I'm going to left click on that and then drag it out here, and then left click again, and that made our little box right there. So we have some values over here that we can change. So for length, what it means by length, that's 1 inch in the Y direction. So this way, and I'll show you. So let's go ahead and change that to 1.5 inches. Okay. And width will be on our x-axis, left and right. Change that to 2 inches. And then our height is right here in front. If you look over here, the height is this value right here. So let's go ahead and change that to 0.25. Okay. So we have the first part done. So let's move the square over just a little bit, and you move it by left clicking and dragging. Okay. So over here in this area, I'm going to put the ring for the keychain. So let's go down and find us a shape that will work. This tube shape should work. So I'm going to click on here. It's a bit bigger and it's overlapping, but that doesn't matter for right now. We're going to change the size. So let's go over here, and where it says radius, let's change that to 0.25. Enter. Okay. And then wall thickness, 0.08. Enter. Okay, So for the tube shape, it doesn't have where you can manipulate the height of it in this box. So let's go over here, go to the front view. Okay. So there's a few little white squares right here that we can move to change the size. The ones on the bottom will change the width and the length, and the one right here, that will change the height. So let's click on that little square, then click into that little box with the numbers, and let's put 0.25. Okay, it's the same height as our box. So let's go ahead and move the little tube, and then right where it was pretty good actually. So what you really want is to have that little inner circle right there to be flush with that line for that square or that cube. It doesn't have to be exact, but about right there is where you need it to be. Okay, so I'm going to zoom out. Okay, I'm going to left click and hold and drag a little dotted square around it. And when I do that, it selects both the square or box and the little tube shape. And so there's a little button up here called group. I'm going to click on that, and that combines those shapes together and makes them one. So now when I move them, they're not separate, they're one whole piece. Okay, we have one more thing to do, and that is to add the text to our keychain. So let's find that over here. There it is. Left click on that. Left click onto your work plane. Okay, so the text is red and our keychain is also red. I'm just going to change the text color just so I can see it a little bit better when it's on top of the keychain. So I'm going to change that just to blue. Okay. So if you look over here, it just says text just because the box says text. So you can put anything you'd like, cat, dog. You can make it where it's just for you, or you can make a keychain for a friend, and that's what I think I'm going to do mine for. So let's see, I'll do keychain for Jana. Okay, so once you have the text or what word or name you want in there, you can change the font if you'd like. So there's not many options. I can go through them real quick. But I think I like the first one, the original. So I'm going to keep that. And now we need to change the size of the text. So if you click on one of these little boxes, white boxes, and click on it, it'll start to shrink it down. Okay? Once you shrink it down a bit, you can move it over to the red area. And then kind of just fit it in there. Move it around. Okay. That looks good enough. Okay. So let me go to the front view of this. The name is a bit tall right now. So let's go ahead and click on it. Click on that little white square that represents the height. Click into that box where it says 0.5, or before you click on it, it's half, which is also 0.5. And let's change that to 0.3. Okay. So it's just raised up a little bit, but not too high, not too low, just right. Okay. So like we selected the tube shape and the square shape together, we're going to do that again, except we're going to click or grab the keychain and then the text and put it all together. So let's draw a box, left click and drag. Once you have both of those shapes selected, then group again. And that's it. You have a little keychain. So if you want to get this keychain printed, you can go to Export, STL, okay, and then you'll get that little file, and you can send that file to our website, which is right here. Well, I guess it's our email. I apologize. Our email. And actually, the first 10 people to send in their design, I'll print out or 3D print out for them for free. And then after that, whoever else sends them in, they'll pay for them, but it's really cheap. It's 10 cents per gram. And so this keychain would probably be, I don't know, maybe 30, 40 cents, somewhere around there. So I hope you enjoyed our video, and I hope to see some of your guys' designs come in, and I'll try to get those printed out as soon as I can. Thank you for watching.